Hey guys, this is Awesome Giants PS3 and this is episode 18 of Season 4 of our FIFA 12 Sunderland Manager Mode commentary, and we are now into the month of April. And last episode we slightly struggled in the Premier League and we dropped quite a few points, so hopefully we can rectify it this episode and get our Premier League title challenge back on track. So our first match is against Derby County in the Premier League, which should in theory be an absolute thrashing, but you never know what will happen. Then we have our second match against Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter-final at home. That'll be a really exciting match. I'm really looking forward to playing that one. And then we have an away match against Liverpool at Anfield in the Premier League. So some pretty tough matches there, but we'll have to see what happens. And in the Premier League we are in second place with 66 points, 3 points behind Manchester City and 3 points ahead of Arsenal. So now it's time for goal of the episode as of last episode, and as voted by you guys, it was the Xherdan Shaqiri goal against Newcastle in the Tyne and Wear derby, and Oxlade-Chamberlain was the player of the episode, so thank you guys for leaving a comment on that. But anyway, on to our first match now against Derby County, and as we do have that match against Real Madrid coming up, I'm not really starting with a lot of my strongest team. I'm not really starting my strongest players, as you know, I want to have them all up with stamina when we play against Real Madrid. So we have players like Amalfitano playing. You know, he's not great, but he's alright, I guess, and we got off to a pretty good start. Oxlade-Chamberlain forcing a save out of the keeper, and then Williams had a shot, just went wide of the post. But Derby County did have a few chances of their own, crossing it into Peter Crouch, and I thought that was pretty much going to be Derby County's tactics throughout this match. Just hoof it up to Peter Crouch and see what happens. But Bryson had a really good chance here, and if that was on target, I don't think Quetta could have got to that at all. So that was a really good chance for Derby, but we kept on piling on the pressure. Yunus Belhanda with the shot there, well saved by the keeper and eventually cleared out. But as we got further into the match, just keeping on the pressure, and eventually Derby County would eventually crumble. Kevin Gamera with a shot there, a really good pass from Williams straight into his path. Unfortunately, Gamera couldn't capitalise on it, but this time Kevin Gamera spots the pass to Fernandinho. Fernandinho through and goal, you're not going to catch up with him, and he puts it into the back of the net. A really cool finish with the finesse into the bottom hand corner. Goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it, and I was starting to get slightly frustrated earlier on as I couldn't take any of my chances, but I was really happy to go 1-0 up there. I thought, right, we're going to go into cruise control here, going to be a really easy match. But it seemed that after I scored, Derby just had all the possession and all the half chances. It just seemed that I couldn't take the ball off them. Bryson there dribbling inside the area. I did eventually manage to tackle him, but they kept the ball, and it was just really frustrating at this point because I couldn't take the ball off them. And in the end, Bryson had a header, a good save by Cotter, but they came really close there, and I was quite happy that it ended in half time. I was just like, right, have to get to half time now just to see it out, because Derby were having all the chances and all the possession. But Amalfitano through and goal, saw Fernandinho on the flank, a slightly sweaty goal, tried to chip it just to make it look not so sweaty, but in the end, a goal is a goal no matter how sweaty it is, and we go 2-0 up with Fernandinho getting his second goal of the match. And it seemed after that it was just all us really. Oxlade-Chamberlain then had a shot, just went wide of the post, and that would have been a pretty nice goal. In fairness to Derby, they did have one last chance. I can't pronounce this guy's name whatsoever, so I'm not going to try, but he forced a pretty good save out of Courtois there, and in the end they're trying to get it back into the area, but Williams and co do manage to clear it. And look at that touch there, what a terrible touch, that was absolutely awful. And Kevin Gamero through on goal, takes a turn just round the back of the defence, and then curls a beautiful shot past the keeper to make it 3-0, and that kills off the match completely. 3 points in the bag now, and that was a really nice goal there by Gamera, just on the turn and then finessed it into the back of the net. And I wasn't done there, I wanted a few more goals. Amalfitano then had a shot. He's not really that great at shooting, so I wasn't surprised to see that just go wide of the post, but we kept on the attack, and Derby didn't have any chances at all. And James Milner there passed it to Williams as a shot, and it comes out to Fernandinho, who completes his hat-trick in the 85th minute. And although it was a bit of a snatcher hat-trick, it wasn't really that great apart from his opener. You know, I was pretty happy that Fernandinho got the hat-trick, but I kept on the attack trying to score more goals, and Oxlade-Chamberlain picking out Fernandinho with a cross there and came pretty close. But in the end, it ended 4-0 to Sunderland against Derby County, so a really important 3 points there. But anyway, moving on to our second match of the episode now against Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And if I win this match, then I have a really good chance of going through to the semi-finals. But if I lose this or draw this, then I have to go to the Santiago Bernabeu looking for a result, and that is something that I do not want to do, because if I have to do that, then it's going to be a real uphill struggle, and I can't see myself getting any result at the Bernabeu. But we get off to a really good start here. Xherdan Shaqiri breaking down the flank, cuts inside, and then finesses past Iker Casillas to put Sunderland 1-0 up in the Champions League against Real Madrid, and my god, I did not see this coming whatsoever. I don't know, maybe it was sheer luck that I managed to just break down that flank, but I couldn't believe it. And we have another brilliant chance here. Kevin Gamera through on goal, just has to put it in the back of the net to put us 2-0 up and get off to a brilliant start, and he couldn't quite do it. Really unfortunate, but after you do not take an opportunity like that, Real Madrid are going to come on and they are going to try and punish you, and that's what they do here. Sami Khedira just running through. I slightly take him out there, but I completely take him out, and they do have the free kick. Cristiano Ronaldo steps up and almost puts it in the back of the net with his traditional stance that he does, and Real Madrid just were piling on the pressure. I was happy that I took that 1-0 lead, or else I would not have had a chance at all, but we do manage to tackle him and get off to a counter-attack, and James Milner breaking down the flank just has to pass it inside, cuts it to Kevin Gamera, and he puts it in the back of the net to make up for that miss that he made earlier. And I couldn't believe that we were 2-0 up against Real Madrid, and I know people are going to say, oh, it's unrealistic, you're winning against Real Madrid, last episode you went through against Barcelona, but I don't know. I'm on a really good run of form, and when you're on a really good run of form, things like that happen. Gonzalo Higuain was through on goal, the defender was completely shaken off him, he just had to put it in the back of the net, and yet he completely cocked it up. So I don't know, maybe because I'm on a really good run of form, things are just panning out for me, I don't know. But again, Real Madrid just on the attack, and Hovland there with a really important tackle. I actually think it was Ogbonna, but I'm not really too sure about that one. But again, Real Madrid on the attack, Cristiano Ronaldo passing it to the inside, Gonzalo Higuain, and what a block that was by Ogbonna. Easy in the end for Courtois just to catch that, but Real Madrid just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, and in the second half I just didn't have any of the ball whatsoever. Something of a Hollywood save there by Courtois, but he gets the job done, he catches it pretty well there, and Real Madrid just on the attack, Cristiano Ronaldo through and goal, and what a tackle that was to stop Cristiano Ronaldo. I had to make some sort of changes, so I brought on Oxlade-Chamberlain for Fernandinho in the hope that I could just change this match somehow, but again, Real Madrid just kept on piling on the pressure. Lassana Diarra on the flank just has to pick out a pass, and he crosses it in, and what are you doing, Courtois? Yes, you have to try and keep that out of the air, but you just put that right on a plate for Gonzalo Higuain, and I didn't have a replay of that, unfortunately. But at full time it was 2-1 to us, so although it was a really great result to actually win against Real Madrid, I was frustrated to concede that last minute goal to Gonzalo Higuain. But never mind, on to our next match, and our third and final match against Liverpool. And I'll be honest here, I wasn't feeling very confident about this match whatsoever. A lot of my players' stamina wasn't particularly too high, and a lot of my players were almost exhausted really, but we got off to a really good start. Alan Zagoyev there with the shot, coming really close to putting us 1-0 up. That would have been a great start. And then we had another chance, Lucas Podolski trying to chip Pepe Reina. I don't know why I was trying to chip him, and then Xherdan Shaqiri has a shot, a good save by Pepe Reina, just palming it out and eventually cleared out. But we just were all over Liverpool, completely dominating them, and they were just struggling to get it out of their own area even. They're just having so much trouble, and Lucas Podolski had another shot. Good save by Pepe Reina. In the end, had another chance, this time Hovland on the volley, coming really close there. Well, it wasn't really that great of an effort, but I couldn't believe after all those chances I hadn't taken the lead against Liverpool. And through on goal here, Andy Carroll heads it past Courtois. What were you doing, Courtois? I couldn't believe, after having so many chances, that I was 1-0 down. And Courtois, what are you doing? If you're going to come out and claim it, come out and claim it, not just jump at it and think, oh, it's Andy Carroll, no, I don't want to do it. And after going 1-0 down, that's exactly what's going to happen. Andy Carroll puts Liverpool 2-0 ahead, a great cross in, and if you have Andy Carroll in that sort of area, that's what he is going to do to you every time. And I couldn't believe it. I'm going to keep on saying this. Couldn't believe I had so many chances and I didn't take them. I couldn't believe it. And yet we did have one last chance at the stroke of half-time. Lucas Podolski on the turn here, and we do finally manage to get a goal just on the stroke of half-time. And that was a really nice goal by Lucas Podolski, just on the turn, smashed it into the bottom-hand corner. And at half-time it was 2-1 to Liverpool, and I was completely shocked by the way Liverpool had gone 2-0 ahead after so many chances. And I know I'm going to have comments saying like, oh, you're not clinical enough, you can't shoot for, But I'm sorry, I had all those chances and I cocked all of them up, and then I don't know what's going on here. Pjanic just jumps in, and Courtois he doesn't want to get involved. He's like, oh, don't touch me, please. I don't want to get involved. But we tried to get back into the match. Alan Zagoyev trying to drive into the area. We do manage to get a corner though, and it is crossed in. Comes out here to Kevin Gamero, just has to try and get it on target, tries to curl it into the bottom hand corner, but just can't quite get it on target, so I had to change something. I brought on Fernandinho and James Milner for Yunus Belhanda and Exardan Shaqiri. Had to change something, but it was just really hard, and after Liverpool went 2-1 up, and after a little bit of time in the second half, they just sat back and took everything, and I was trying to create some chances, but in the end Liverpool had just managed to keep me out, and at full time it did end 2-1 to Liverpool. So, you know, I had all those chances and I still cocked it up, so I was quite annoyed at myself for that, but it doesn't matter. Angelo Ogbonna has come back from suspension, so that's going to be a really important player for our upcoming Premier League matches, but sadly we have quite a lot of injuries. Alan Zagoyev has pulled a quad muscle. He's out for 2 weeks, which is really frustrating, and also Lucas Podolski is out with a bruised rib, so he's going to be out for a small amount of time as well. So injuries are really starting to pile up, but at the end of this episode in the Premier League we are in second place. Now we have fallen 4 points behind Manchester City, so we're really going to have to do a much better job in the Premier League next episode if we want to keep up with them, and Arsenal are on the same level as points as us, so you know it's going to be a really tough Premier League title challenge coming up soon. But now for goal of the episode, and we do have a few contenders, nothing really spectacular. First off is the Kevin Gamera goal against Derby County, where he just takes it on the turn and then finesses quite nicely past the keeper. It was an alright goal, I quite like that goal. And secondly, we have the Exardan Shaqiri goal against Real Madrid, where he just cuts down the flank, cuts inside, and then slots it past Iker Casillas. So please leave a comment on which one you think should be goal of the episode, because there were some quite nice goals there. And now for player of the episode, and again I wasn't too sure who to pick, so I think I'm going to have to go for Fernandinho, as he scored that hat-trick. He was a pretty important player for us. A lot of the goals he scored were kind of fluky, but you know, whatever, I will take any hat-trick, and he is my player of the episode. So anyway guys, thanks for watching this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, if you could leave a thumbs up, because that would be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys for watching.